What's poppin' world? Y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. As y'all can see on the screenshot, my truck is currently down, but the good news is that because what happened to it, where I took it to, and how long it took, I'm about to break all that down and tell you where I'm currently at with it. So, without further ado, pretty much, I was in Denver, Colorado, coming from Topeka, Kansas, and I was about to drop off a load before picking up my last load in order to head back home for my hometown or whatever out here in Vegas, right? So, woke up, did my pre-trip, realized that the coolant level was lower than the usual amount, and the cap was missing. So it was kind of strange to me because I'm pretty sure I screwed on the cap, but you know, it could have popped off or whatever the case may be, just doing it to being pressurized, right? So I was driving, and for those that drove or drive CDL A trucks, you feel me? Freightliners in particular, well, any kind of truck, your water level gauge for mine was approaching 200, and I have not even drove even over an hour. So it was red flag number one. I was like, dang, all right. Engine running hot because my water getting close to 200. So I get off on the exit, and I'm on my way to my drop. But in order to get to the drop, I got to drive past the truck stop. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, pulled off on the back street, lift open the hood, and then found out that, yeah, you feel me? My coolant was where it's at. And for those that have never dealt with coolant or radiator situations, they tell you don't open up the cap while the engine is hot. For one, yeah, it could blow in your face, but for two, you're not even supposed to touch that till the engine is completely cool. Because if you pour cold coolant into a hot engine, you could cause a chain reaction for that radiator to crack. You know, with that hot and that cold, you know, it's gonna shock the plastic. You feel me? Gonna cause a chain reaction, therefore having your radiator crack, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up to this truck stop, and I'm gonna just sit it out until, you know, maybe like an hour or two, till the engine is completely cool, not completely cold, but cool enough to where I could add the additional coolant that I got. And I was gonna just, you know, put whatever to seal it off, you know, probably some tape or whatever the case may be. Just a quick fix that I was able to get a cap. So long story short, I pull up to the truck stop, right? And I see a spot, but I gotta do a 90-degree back in between two trucks, right? This is probably the hardest back to do in trucking. Well, the hardest conventional back, because the spaces are so confined. When you're trying to pivot the trailer into the spot, the truck doesn't have enough room in order to swing itself for you to get behind the trailer. I mean, if that makes, you know, geometry kind of sense. So you got to start off with a smaller window, and that truck and the trailer has to be almost straight. You got to kind of guide it in there. So it was hard for me to really get this trailer to get up in there, so I'm clutching back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Before I knew it, engine starts smoking. So you start seeing these vapors coming out the hood and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, what's going on? I look towards the front of the hood, radiator leaking, just gushing out coolant everywhere, right? So I'm like, damn. So I need to go ahead and find another spot because I don't want to seize the engine by running it up too hot trying to get up into the spot or whatever, right? So I find an easier spot. I had to call my people up. They had to get the load off me, so on and so forth. And stuff like that. So currently, right now, once the tow truck came, because I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what happened once I got into my spot. So I call up my manager. Then I had to call up the account that I'm on that's outside of my manager's jurisdiction, because I'm kind of added on to his, you know, jurisdiction or whatever, but I'm not fully on under what they do, right? So I had to call them up. They had to go get a relay driver, drop their empty trailer, pick up my loaded trailer, go deliver my trailer, then come back for their trailer so they can go back towards Topeka or whatever, right? After that happens, because they did not want to sit up there and haul this truck while it was attached to a loaded trailer all the way up to the dealership. They just preferred it bobtail, which bobtail means it's just a truck, no trailer. All right. So about the time that happened, and that took about 6-7 hours, it was already night. The tow person wasn't able to get a hold of me. I wasn't able to get a hold of them per se, and I had to wait till the following day. So the following day comes, I hit my people up, keeping them updated. We keeping a consistent line of communication. Tow person comes up, tows me up to I-25, outside of Denver, to this little Freightliner shop, right? So after that, they decide to give me a rental. So when I get this rental, because I gotta get it from the airport rental pickup in Denver, I then get my rental and I gotta drive all the way from Denver back to Vegas, which, I mean, if you drive the I-70, those that made that drive, you can do it in one day, but I did it in 2 days, right? Did it in 2 days, and fast forward to where things are at right now, because that happened like 2-3 days ago. Just called the dealership up. They said the truck is already good, it's good to go. So it's probably gonna happen in the early part of next week coming up. They're gonna probably give me another rental. I'm gonna drive way out to Denver again, grab my truck, and then I'm gonna just drive back to Topeka and I'm gonna just start running loads for them. So, with that being said, because I know y'all got questions, is there something I could have did differently? Really, not really. Yeah, I probably could have, because the engine wasn't running a lot when I was originally at the truck stop, but I could have took my chances by just pouring some Coolant in it then, because it was only idling for about 10 minutes, but I didn't want to trust that. What is it like being broke down? You feel helpless, because a lot of what's going on with you is no longer in your hands. It's on other people's time. So you got other people trying to come pick you up, other people trying to try to line up your itinerary so you can make sure you get home. It's out of your control when you get back, and all the way up to the point to where you start running lows again, is everything is out of your hands, right? So you feel helpless when you're broken down. You don't know who coming, when they coming, how they coming. Too many variables, right? So it's a very helpless position to be in. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Might do a part 2 to this video. If not, I'll check y'all in the next video, and we'll continue this thing on. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure y'all comment, leave your thoughts down below, like the video, and also subscribe to the channel. All right.